I know someone, a very close friend, who used to have a career she loved. It gave her purpose and, let's be real, a steady paycheck. But when she became a full-time mom, a part of her she didn't even know was so important just started to fade away. At first, it was a slow fade, lost somewhere between the sleepless nights and the endless cycle of feeding and changing diapers. But then, it became impossible to ignore. Every time she bought diapers, every time she hesitated to buy the expensive coffee at the grocery store, she could feel her family's savings account shrinking. And honestly, her self-worth was shrinking right along with it. She felt this overwhelming pressure to contribute financially, but she had no idea where to even start. The working world she knew felt a million miles away, and the idea of finding a truly flexible job felt like a joke. She was lost, a little scared, but deep down, she was also determined to find a real, legitimate way to make money from home on her own schedule. If any of this sounds familiar, if you feel that mix of gratitude for this time with your kids and that nagging anxiety about money, then this video is for you. Today, I want to tell you how this friend went from feeling completely powerless to building a profitable business from home in the chaos of her kids' nap times. I'm going to share exactly how she did it, the real methods that actually worked, and how she reclaimed her financial independence, one nap time hustle at a time. In this video, I'm not going to sell you a fantasy. I'm not going to promise you'll make six figures overnight with some magic no-effort system. That stuff just isn't real. What I am going to do is share the legitimate online business ideas that worked for her, the ones that started as a tiny trickle of income and grew into a stream that genuinely changed her family's life. I'll break down the exact steps you can take to get started today, even with zero experience and even less time. I want to show you that it's possible to be a present, loving mom and a financially empowered woman. You really don't have to choose. My goal is to give you a real, actionable plan. So, if that sounds like what you've been looking for, if you're ready to claim a piece of yourself back and build something that is yours, make sure you subscribe for more real-life advice on building a business from home. Let's get started. My friend's journey started with a super basic question. What skills do I still have? Before kids, she worked in marketing. She wrote reports, emails, presentations. So she knew how to write. She could still string a sentence together. That felt like a start. This led her down the Google rabbit hole of online writing jobs, and she stumbled into the world of freelance writing. At first, it was seriously intimidating. She found platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, and they felt like these massive global marketplaces where she was this tiny, inexperienced mom competing against professionals. The self-doubt was real. She kept thinking, who's going to hire me? I haven't been in an office in years. But desperation can be a pretty powerful motivator. She decided to start small. She didn't go for a huge client. Instead, she focused on building a portfolio. She wrote a few sample blog posts about things she actually knew, motherhood hacks, budget meal plans, the real struggles of being a new mom. They weren't for anyone but her. They were just proof that she could do the work. Her first yes didn't come from a big, scary platform. It came from a local business owner she met in a Facebook group for female entrepreneurs. She needed help with her weekly newsletter. It wasn't glamorous, and the pay was next to nothing. But when that first payment hit her PayPal, she actually cried. It was the first money she had earned on her own in years. It was proof that this was possible. From there, she slowly built her confidence. Eventually, she did create an Upwork profile and used those samples as her portfolio. Her first few jobs were low-paying, mostly writing short blog posts for other mom bloggers. But every time she finished a job, she got a positive review. And with each review, her profile started to look a little more legitimate. Here's how you can start with freelance writing. Literally today. 1. Find your niche. Don't just be a writer. Specialize. Are you a mom who knows all about cloth diapers, the keto diet, traveling with toddlers, homeschooling? That's your niche. Your mom knowledge isn't a hobby, it's a marketable skill. Companies in these sectors are desperate for people who actually get it. 2. Create your samples. Open a Google Doc and write 3 or 4 articles in your niche. This is your resume now. Make them look clean and professional. Use a free tool like Grammarly to check for typos. You absolutely must have a portfolio. 3. Join the right communities. Forget cold pitching 100 people. Join Facebook groups for bloggers, small business owners, or whatever your niche is. Be a real person in there. When you see someone mention they need help with content, you can subtly jump in. That's how she landed her first client. And it felt way more natural than fighting for jobs on those big platforms. 4. Create a simple profile. Once you have a couple of samples, go ahead and set up a profile on a platform like Upwork or Freelancer. Don't let it overwhelm you. Just fill everything out, upload your best samples, and start by applying for smaller jobs to build up your feedback score. The key is to start small, get proof you can do the work, and let the momentum build. Freelance writing taught her that the skills she thought were gone weren't gone at all. They were just dormant. And that first taste of earning her own money, no matter how small, was the spark she needed. Okay, hold on. If this realistic approach is resonating with you so far and you're already feeling a tiny spark of hope, I would so appreciate it if you would hit the like button on this video. It's a signal to me that this content is actually helping. And if you don't want to miss the next steps my friend took to go from a small income to a consistent one, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. You really don't want to miss the next part. Let's keep going. While she was writing for these clients, she started noticing a pattern. So many of them were completely overwhelmed. They were great at the main part of their business, coaching, creating products, whatever it was, but they were drowning in the day-to-day admin tasks. They needed help scheduling social media, taming their inbox, or handling customer service. They didn't need a full-time employee, just a few hours of reliable help each week. They needed a virtual assistant, or a VA. And then it just clicked. She was already organized. You have to be to run a household with kids. She could manage a calendar. She could answer emails. She could definitely learn how to schedule social media. This felt like the perfect Naptime business. The tasks were small and could be done in short, focused blocks of time. Her first VA client was actually one of her writing clients. He casually mentioned how he wished he could clone himself to manage his Pinterest account. She took a deep breath and said, "I think I could help with that." She was totally honest that she wasn't a Pinterest pro, but she told him she was a fast learner and super detail-oriented. He took a chance on her. She spent that entire weekend glued to YouTube, watching every video she could find on Pinterest marketing. She learned how to design pins on Canva, do keyword research, and use scheduling tools. For the first month, she worked for a very low hourly rate, calling it a trial period. But by the end of the month, her client's website traffic was starting to climb. He was so happy that he insisted on raising her rate. She had discovered the secret to being a VA. You don't have to know everything. You just have to be willing to learn and be someone your client can trust. This completely changed things for her because it shifted her income from being project-based to being on a monthly retainer. She had a predictable amount of money coming in each month, which was a huge relief for their family budget. Here's your roadmap to becoming a virtual assistant. 1. Define your services. Virtual assistant is a huge category. Get specific. Make a list of things you're already good at. Are you great at organizing? Offer email or calendar management. Have a creative side. Offer to create simple social media graphics in Canva. Past customer service experience. Offer to handle support emails. Other popular services are data entry, proofreading, and Facebook group management. 2. Package your offer. Don't just sell hours, sell a package. Instead of saying, "My rate is $25 an hour," offer something like the Social Media Starter Package, 10 hours of support per month, including post creation and scheduling for $250. This is much easier for clients to budget for and makes you look like a pro. 3. Leverage your network. Your first client might be closer than you think. Did you have an office job before kids? Reach out to old coworkers and let them know what you're doing. Post in those same Facebook groups I mentioned earlier. Small business owners are always looking for good help. There are also agencies like Belay or Time, etc. that specialize in connecting VAs with clients. For Master One tool, first, please do not try to learn Asana, Trello, Slack, and every social media scheduler at once. You will just get overwhelmed. Pick one service you want to offer and get really good at the main tool for it. If it's social media, master later or buffer. If it's project management, become a Trello wizard. You can always learn more on the job. Becoming a virtual assistant was what turned her little side hustle into a real business. It gave her consistent income and the confidence to see herself as a business owner, not just a mom doing odd jobs online. After about a year of client work, she was feeling much more secure financially, but she was also starting to feel a little bit tired. Her income was directly tied to the hours she worked. If she got sick or one of the kids got sick, she didn't get paid. She started hearing people talk about passive income, and while she knew nothing is truly passive, you have to do the work up front. The idea of making money while she slept was very, very appealing. This led her to Etsy and the world of digital products. These are things like printable planners, wall art, budget templates, or chore charts that you create once and can sell over and over again. There's no inventory, no shipping, no having to go to the post office. For a time-strapped mom, it sounded like an absolute dream. And speaking of selling things while you sleep, the biggest hurdle for any digital product is getting people to actually see it. This reminds me of a very special resource I wanted to share with you. If you really want to not just create products but sell them, you need a reliable way to get buyer traffic. I've found a training that breaks down a powerful, simple PPC or pay-per-click method. We're talking about a $5 a day strategy that brings in real buyer traffic, people ready to buy, for as little as 32 cents a click. Now, my friend eventually figured out Etsy SEO, which is great, but it can be slow and unpredictable. This PPC method is the opposite. You don't need a big team, you don't need a huge budget, and you don't have to wait months for Google to notice you. It's designed for people like us, who need results without a ton of complexity. The entire strategy is based on the principles of automation and leverage, very much in the spirit of Tim Ferriss's The 4-Hour Workweek. It's about building a system that works for you, so you can focus on creating, not just constantly promoting. So if you want to see exactly how to set up this $5 a day buyer traffic machine, I have dropped the link for you in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. Click that link and you can access all the information to get started. Okay, back to my friend's story. She didn't have this PPC method, so she had to learn the hard way. She was already using Canva for her VA clients, so she had some basic design skills. She decided to start with what she knew. She asked herself, what would make my own life easier? She came up with a simple, printable weekly meal planner with a matching grocery list. It wasn't fancy, but it was functional. She watched a ton of tutorials on how to set up an Etsy shop, write product descriptions, and use keywords so people could actually find her stuff. She listed her first product for $3, and then crickets. For weeks, her shop was a ghost town. She was so discouraged, she almost shut it down. But instead of giving up, she got obsessive. She started looking at successful Etsy shops. What did their photos look like? What keywords were they using? She realized her flat, boring product photo wasn't cutting it. So she found a mock-up template that made it look like her planner was printed out and sitting on a pretty kitchen counter. She researched keywords and learned that people weren't just searching for meal planner. They were searching for weekly meal planner printable or ADHD meal planner. She changed all her titles and tags. And then one morning, she woke up to that little cha-ching sound from the Etsy app. She had made a sale. A complete stranger paid her $3 for something she made. It felt like actual magic. That one sale lit a fire under her. She started making more product, cleaning schedules, babysitter info sheets, birthday party invitations. Some were duds for sure, but others started to sell and then sell again. Her Etsy shop didn't make her rich overnight, but it became this steady, reliable stream of extra income. It was her fun money, her family's vacation fund, her I can buy the expensive coffee without feeling guilty money. And more than that, it was a creative outlet that was all her own. Here's how you can get started with digital products on Etsy. 1. Solve a problem. The best digital products solve a very specific problem. Think about your life. What do you wish you had? A better budget tracker? A simple way to organize school papers? A checklist for packing for a family vacation? Start there. Planners, templates, and educational printables are always popular. 2. Learn basic Canva. You do not need to be a graphic designer. Canva is an incredible, user-friendly tool with templates for just about everything. You can design beautiful printables and planners using just the free version. Watch a few beginner tutorials on YouTube, and you'll be amazed at what you can create. 3. Learn Etsy SEO. This is the most important part. You can have the best product in the world, but if no one can find it, it's not going to sell. SEO is just about using the right keywords in your titles and tags so you show up when people search. Think like a customer. What words would you type into Etsy to find your product? You can use tools like eRank or Marmalade to research keywords and see what's popular. 4. Use professional mockups. The look of your product is everything. Don't just post a flat image of your design. Use mock-up templates to make your digital product look like a real, physical thing. You can even find mock-ups for sale on Etsy itself. This one simple step can make a huge difference in your sales. Selling on Etsy taught her the power of creating something once and selling it forever, and it gave her a sense of creative ownership that she had so badly missed. For my friend, this whole journey has been about so much more than just the money. It's been about finding her confidence again, building something from scratch, and proving to herself that her skills and her time are valuable. And it can be that for you too. If you're feeling inspired and ready to take that first step, the most important thing you can do right now is to make a commitment to yourself. If you found this video helpful and want more practical tips for building a life you love from home, give it a like and be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your support helps me create more content just like this for moms just like you. When I think about my friend's story and that version of her, the one staring at her sleeping baby, feeling so lost and stressed about money, I wish someone could have told her something. I wish she had known that her identity wasn't gone. It was just changing. That the skills she was learning right then, multitasking, patience, chaos management, unconditional love, were the very foundation of the incredible entrepreneur she was about to become. Starting a business from home, especially with young kids, is not easy. There will be days you feel like you're failing at everything, as a mother and as a business owner. You will work in stolen moments with a baby on your hip and a toddler literally pulling on your leg. But you will also feel the incredible thrill of landing your first sale, the pride of contributing to your family's finances again, and the deep satisfaction of building a life that is both fulfilling for you and present for your family. It is absolutely possible to regain your financial independence without sacrificing these precious years with your children. Start small. Be so patient with yourself and celebrate every single tiny win. You are so much more capable than you think you are. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the single biggest hurdle that's stopping you from starting a business from home right now? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it and support each other, because we're all in this together. And if you want more business ideas or would like to know how to make money online, click on one of the videos popping up on the screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.